Singapore's online real estate marketplace PropertyGuru has officially started trading on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, this comes 3 days after investors finally approved its merger with special purpose acquisition company Bridgetown 2. The property tech firm CEO Hari Krishnan rang in the start of trade about an hour ago with 13 leaders from PropertyGuru and Bridgetown 2. About 250 guests, including employees, partners, investors, also celebrated the occasion here in Singapore. The company is looking to raise funds to further its investments in technology and expand its services in Southeast Asia. But PropertyGuru's listing comes at a difficult time for SPACs. Falling share prices, a crackdown by the U.S. regulatory authority, and cooling interest has made many wonder if the boom is fizzling out. And we have tonight with us CEO Hari Krishnan. He's joining us live from New York at the moment. Thanks for joining us this evening, Mr. Krishnan. An exciting but also challenging time to list. Now, why would a property tech company from Southeast Asia resonate with U.S. investors?
Thank you for having us. Indeed, it's a proud moment. Very proud to fly the Singapore flag here in New York and to list PropertyGuru, a 15-year-old company that started as a startup in Singapore. I think what we have found is, the underlying demographics that exist in Southeast Asia resonate with public market investors globally. So we have investors who are not just from North America, but actually from Europe and all across Asia who have bought into this asset. And I think what they find is the fact that people are going to need homes for decades to come, and they're going to look for technological solutions to find those homes, positions us really well to service those needs. And I think that simple thesis is what is resonating well with investors today.
All right, let's talk a bit more about how PropertyGuru has chosen to go public. SPACs have come under increasing scrutiny, especially in the US. How will PropertyGuru navigate this terrain?
So I think it's actually important to understand the SPAC process is done. So from here on, we're just a listed stock. So it doesn't matter how we got here, whether it's a direct listing or a traditional IPO or a SPAC. There are multiple routes to taking a company to public markets. We wanted to get to public market investors so that we could share the story of Southeast Asia, about prop tech in Southeast Asia. And I think we've been successful in doing so. The whole story about SPACs and the success and challenge actually precedes this listing date. As of this moment, it makes no difference. We're a listed stock. The SPAC shareholders are a small shareholder in the company. Our largest shareholders in the private company continue to be large shareholders going forward as well. So I think there's no real difference in that sense from here on out.
But surely the companies that have gone through this similar listing procedure, they haven't performed as well. Isn't that concerning for PropertyGuru?
So I guess from our perspective, each company stands or falls on its own merit. So we're going to have to do the same. We're going to have to explain what our thesis is, our financial performance, our plans for the future, our total addressable market, and our ability to actually attack that. So I think we don't look at averages or in general how particular asset classes are treated. We want to make sure that we stand on our own 2 feet and make our case as a listed business. Being listed on the largest stock exchange in the world obviously gives us a great platform to share the story about Singapore and Southeast Asia and technology and what we've done over the last 15 years. And so far, so good. I think the investors continue to sort of like the story. These are turbulent markets, but in the end, we are not solving for this week or this month or this quarter. We're going to be a listed business for years to come. And I think the fact is now that we are a listed business, we have that ability to engage with a new set of investors and share that story.
All right. We have one more question for you, real quick, and to your home grounds here in Singapore. How will rising interest rates and the government's cooling measures affect PropertyGuru's business in the next few months?
So I think, obviously we've seen cooling measures over the last several years. So this is just the latest of that. I think the government has a responsibility to make sure that prices don't spiral out of control. You need to make sure that people aren't borrowing beyond their means. So I think these are important regulatory moves that the government needs to play out. The fact of the matter is Singapore is a property-obsessed country. The real estate market continues to do really well. We remain bullish on the long term. And keep in mind, Singapore is only one of the 5 markets in which we operate. And I think, Vietnam and Malaysia are doing extremely well and emerging out of COVID right now. So I think in general, I would say these cooling measures obviously are going to have some sort of a cooling effect. And that's a desired operation as far as the government is concerned. But we are optimistic about the future of the real estate sector in Singapore.
All right. Congratulations on your market debut. That was Hari Krishnan, CEO and Managing Director of Property Guru.